Tell me what you want, tell me what you need. 'Cause if your head is full of dreams, I got it right here waiting for you. I got it right here waiting for you. Doesn't matter what you dream, I got it right here waiting for you.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into this segment of We Are Living Healthy. Most people have a need to connect, but this can be really hard when it comes down to taboo subjects. Here at Living Healthy, we love to create that safe space, and that is why today we have two very special guests. We have Coordinator for HIV Services, Robert Hewitt, and Educator 2, Patricia Crumrine. Please welcome them to the show.
Hey there.
Hello, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm absolutely wonderful. I'm really excited to chat with you both today. You have some wonderful roles that you do for the city. Robert, could you please tap on what you do?
Yes, good morning. Thank you for being here. I am a coordinator for HIV services for the city of Virginia Beach, and we gladly offer free confidential testing with 1-minute results with just a little small pipette of blood. Testing has come a long way. We also offer services in the community, go out and assist at health fairs, and we're invited out to come to your organization and provide those services as well. We have educational materials, etc. So we have a lot of things to offer when it comes to confidential HIV testing.
Yes, and Patricia, I know that you do a lot, but in regards to the HIV testing, what do you do to help assist with that?
Well, we have a couple of different people in our office that are able to assist with that. So outside of bringing the education to people and providing resources, that's kind of what we do as prevention in general. So when we are out at these health resource fairs or just out in the community in general, you might see us at a rec center, you might see us at a mall, and we kind of are pop-up shops, if you will, where we can give out some resources and education. So my role specifically with HIV services would be to help give out that information and provide different numbers and things as far as being able to get tested and just kind of opening that door there. And then we can send them on over to our coordinator, Robert, so he can actually get them tested and things like that. So.
Yes, I think that's absolutely wonderful. And it's a subject that many times people don't talk about. HIV is something that you whisper, you don't shout. As far as where we are in general, I know you said there's been a lot of advancements in testing. In general, if you could tell people about HIV really quick, where we are, what we used to think it was, and just where we are now. Because once upon a time, it used to be that getting tested was difficult. The medicines were difficult. So how far have we come?
Well, actually, we've come a long way. HIV was constantly working to demystify the negative stereotypes and energy surrounding HIV. That's why education is important, and that is something we also do for the public. We've come a long way here in Hampton Roads, this specific area. HIV is still around us. It is highest in the eastern region of the state of Virginia. As far as when I say the state of Virginia, the eastern region, I'm talking about, of course, Norfolk having the highest rates, followed by Virginia Beach. So it is definitely around us. And what we do is offer, like I say, the confidential testing education. And we also offer the protection piece, free condoms, all types of condoms, non-lubricated condoms for persons that may be allergic to latex, female condoms, which a lot of females know they're a condom that they can wear, and the partner does not have to wear a condom. So it is a way to sort of still enjoy those moments as adults and be responsible. Testing is important. We're really trying to make sure that people understand that, HIV testing is a part of self-care, really.
Yes. And I know that there's a program you have called the Adverse Childhood Experiences. Patricia, could you tell us a little bit about that and also why it goes hand in hand with HIV prevention?
Yeah, absolutely. And, ACEs is kind of an umbrella term. So adverse childhood experiences, ACEs for sure, they're used interchangeably. Obviously, that's the acronym for it, right? And so that's one of the things, if you kind of look at it, it really talks about how just your behaviors can really be determined by some of the things that have been wired into your biology. And I am a sciencey person. I've got a biology background, so I'm going to spare you all the details as far as nerding out about all of that. But what ACEs really talks about, it really gives you the opportunity to say, when you're talking to someone, I don't know if you've ever gotten this way, but you're looking at someone's behavior, you're like, what's wrong with you? Like, Can you like get it together? I don't know if you've ever had any of those moments, okay?
Yeah.
And I know as an educator and a person who talks to people, who goes out and educates people, that's probably not the best thing to say, but I'm also human, right? So when we go out there, we're having those conversations, and we're like, what is going on with you? Like, why can you not get it together, right? The ACEs, what it does is it challenges you to say, instead of like, what's wrong with you? You can ask the question like, what's happened to you? Right. And so it really talks about trauma and how the environment in which a child is growing up in can really impact some behaviors that we see later on. And so that ties directly into a lot of things that we do in prevention, as far as just increase in substance use, increased mental illness, right? And increase in risk for HIV. And that's kind of how that connects there. And it's amazing if you look at all of these things as far as like an umbrella term and kind of how all of these things connect, because you have these different trainings available, you have all of these things that you can kind of plug into, but that commonality and that understanding is when we're educating ourselves on different things, it helps us kind of get a little bit more comfortable with the subject matter, and it really sees how different things are linked, right? So when we get that opportunity to increase our education on ACEs and we see how these things are impacting people, then we have that direct link to services and making sure we're preventing continuing the epidemics, if you will, surrounding all of these problems.
Yes, no, thank you. I think that's a phenomenal way to look at it with the service. And also with Robert, with the ACE, that's actually a training, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And within the training, what can somebody expect? What is the experience like in the training?
Yeah, I can actually touch a little bit more on that, just because and not to steal any wind from Robert there, but one of the things that you can look for, we offer this training virtually, and we're getting started back in person, post-pandemic stuff, right? And what one can expect is a basic overview of what ACEs are. It's such a, not necessarily a taboo topic, but it's such a buzzword nowadays. When we're talking about trauma-informed care and things like that, people have heard of what that is, but they don't necessarily know what that is. So ACEs really gives you the opportunity to see how that kind of came about and how trauma is related to different behaviors, and how the behaviors that we see are linked to just different things that we see as far as how we interact with each other and things of that nature, right? And those who have a background in, I mentioned my background in biology, those who are in human services, those who have a business background, all people can benefit from a training like this, because the commonality is that we're all working with some type of human, right? Even if you're in the office and you work on a computer, there's some other human that you're typically interacting with. So that really gives you the opportunity to see just what ACEs are and how that biology aspect does play into the behaviors and what that actually means. So it really gives you that opportunity to increase your knowledge on that.
I love the knowledge piece, because that's what we all need. And Robert, I don't know, when it comes down to the childhood experiences that can contribute to an increased HIV rate, is there anything that you have seen where somebody might not even identify it as trauma? We keep saying trauma, we keep saying traumatic, or whatever cases these are. What are some examples of those?
Well, what I'm noticing is that persons who sometimes it's about the behavior, meaning acting out in the behavior through maybe some substance that an individual has used to lower their risk or lessen their defenses, to make them more at risk to participate in behaviors when it comes to having unprotected sex, which of course places them at risk for contracting something such as HIV unknowingly, because you don't always know the person, or you may not know the person that you're engaged with. And that means they may not even be truthful. So you have to always protect yourself. Like I said earlier, we do have condoms that we do provide. We strongly encourage individuals to use those. And it's come a long way.
Yes. And when it comes down to HIV, what I've seen is that most people think it's not around them, it's not happening to them. They feel very disconnected from it. Could either of you give an example of just a real life situation where somebody thought it would never happen to them, or if it happens to a loved one or family member, where it's not as taboo as you think?
Well, I mean, it's HIV or a person is living with HIV. They're all around us everywhere. I mean, we go to the mall, we go to the movies, we go to a concert. I mean, we go to the schools. Chances are, there's someone in various of those venues that are living with HIV. You just don't know it because we've come a long way with the medication.
Yeah.
The person's living with HIV look as healthy as the three of us on the screen today. So my point is, you never know. And the only way to know your status is to do what? Get tested. You have to get tested. You can't look at Sue, this is an anonymous Sue, or Frank, an anonymous Frank, and say that he or she, because they look good to you, that means that he or she could not have HIV. The only way you know is to get tested. So my role in my job is coordinator of HIV testing, not only for Virginia Beach citizens, sometimes we're invited out to fairs outside of the city, which is wonderful, to get an appointment for a confidential test. It is confidential. If you're between the ages of 13 to 64, we can test you, and it's done confidentially. And we also, this is a non-judgmental zone. We meet you where you are, no judgment, service with a smile, and it's a great experience. Most people will really enjoy it if they just make that call or come in and check on their sexual health. Knowing your sexual health and knowing your status is very important in today's world.
Yes. Thank you so much, Robert, for providing the phone number for people to call if they want to reach you. Patricia, is there any other ways that people can contact you?
Yeah, absolutely. Through our website, vbgov.org or vbgov.com, /prevention. And then, of course, you can give us a call at 757-385-0803. It gives you access to all of those trainings that we talked about. I know you can specifically set some appointments with that number ending in 0811. But if you just want some general information, you can call that 0803 number. It gives you all of those trainings. It gives you access to our community coalition if you want to just be a part of making our community a safer place and just things of that nature. So it's a one-stop shop there with that number.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Patricia. Thank you so much, Dennis. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for the services that you provide. You've been fabulous today.
Thank you so much, Robert. But it's all good.
Sorry, my bad. My bad. Love you dearly.
All right. Have a good one. Enjoy. Thank you.
Take care.
Well, that's it for this segment of We Are Living Healthy. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Please be sure to subscribe to the show and follow us on Facebook at We Are Living Healthy, also on Instagram at We Are Living Healthy. And if you have a story that you would like to share, do not hesitate to reach out to us so that we can get you here. Thanks again for joining us today. That's it for this segment of We Are Living Healthy.